All right, hello and welcome. If you're a developer who's used to working with traditional databases and you're ready to get your hands dirty building on Ethereum, then you've absolutely come to the right place. We're going to take a very practical look at the essential tools and best practices you'll need to get started.
So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start by getting your digital workshop all set up. Then we'll deploy a classic Hello World contract. After that, we'll dive into some really important best practices for building solid code. And finally, we'll look at how you can debug and verify what you've built.
Okay, first things first. Any great project, whether you're building with wood or with code, starts with getting your setup just right. So let's get our digital workshop in order. So this is really the big question, isn't it? You got an idea, you're fired up and ready to code, but what does that initial toolkit actually look like in the Ethereum world?
Our starting point is going to be the truffle framework. It's a whole development environment for building and deploying contracts. Now, a key piece of this setup is something called TestRPC, which is a local blockchain that runs right in your computer's memory. And this tool is an absolute game changer for testing because it processes your transactions instantly. No more waiting around for blocks to be mined.
All right, so you've got your backend all sorted out, you can write your code, you can test it locally, but a decentralized app, a dApp, usually has a front end that runs in a browser. So how do you bridge that gap?
Well, that's where metamask comes in. This little browser extension is basically your wallet, your identity, and your passport to the decentralized web, all rolled into one. It makes your browser blockchain aware, letting you securely connect to dApps and sign transactions.
Okay, workshop's ready. It's time to actually build something. And we're going to start with the classic first creation for any developer, a Hello World contract. We'll be using this super simple storage contract. Now, if you're coming from a database background, I want you to think of this like a database table with just one row and one column. It holds one piece of data, state data. It has a function to set a new value and another function to get the current value. It's really the most basic way to store state on the blockchain.
So, to get this thing deployed, we're going to use the Remix IDE, which is a really powerful code editor that runs right in your browser. You just paste your code in, and then here's where the magic happens. You tell Remix to connect to metamask. When you click Create, metamask will pop up and ask for your permission to send the transaction. You approve it, and boom, your contract is on its way to the Ethereum network.
All right, so it's live, it's got an address on the blockchain, but now what? Your front-end app, or any other program for that matter, needs to know what it can do with this contract. It needs to know about the set function and the get function. How does it learn all that?
This is the job of the ABI, which stands for Application Binary Interface. Honestly, the easiest way to think about it is that it's the API for your smart contract. It's this block of data that acts like an instruction manual, telling any other application exactly how to format its requests to call your contract's functions. So, you've officially built something, which is awesome. But the next step is learning how to build things well, how to create contracts that are secure, efficient, and, not a total nightmare to manage down the road. This is super important. You really want to avoid the monolithic trap. It's so tempting to just cram all your logic into one giant contract, but that gets messy fast. Plus, you can actually hit the maximum contract size, called the block gas limit, and then you can't even deploy it. The pro way to do it is with a modular design, a system of smaller focus contracts that talk to each other. Okay, this is a huge one. The code is public. The functions are out there for anyone to see. So how do you stop a random person from calling a function that, transfers all the money out or changes the owner of the contract? The secret sauce here is something called a modifier. You can think of it like a reusable security guard for your functions. For example, this onlyOwner modifier checks if the person calling the function is the contract's owner. If they are, the function runs. If not, the whole transaction just fails right there. All right, let's be real for a second. No one's code is perfect on the first try. So what happens when things don't go according to plan? Let's talk about how to inspect and repair in the world of smart contracts. You really have to wrap your head around this core idea. Once code is on the blockchain, it's immutable. You can't change it. But that doesn't mean a bug is a death sentence. It just means you have to use different strategies to understand and react to them. And that's exactly why debugging before you deploy is absolutely critical.
Remix isn't just a code editor. It has a built-in virtual machine that simulates everything. It literally lets you step through your code, line by line, watch the variables change, and see exactly what's happening under the hood. It is your best line of defense against bugs. Okay, so you've tested it like crazy, you've deployed it, it's live, but you still need to see what's going on. Since transactions on Ethereum don't really have return values in the way you might be used to, how do you actually get information back from it? And this, right here, is why events are so incredibly important. Seriously, just think of them as console.log for the blockchain. Your contract can emit an event to shout out that something important just happened. Your front-end application can then listen for these events to confirm that a transaction went through successfully.
Okay, so let's just tie this all together and recap the whole workflow. You start by setting up your local environment with Truffle and test RPC. Then you use metamask to connect your browser to the blockchain. You write, compile, and debug your code in Remix. You deploy your contract and use its ABI to talk to it. You design it smartly with modular parts and secure access. And finally, you use event logs to keep an eye on it once it's live. That's the whole loop.
So, there you have it. We've basically handed you the map and the keys to the workshop. You have the foundational toolkit to take an idea from your head to a live, running, decentralized application. The only question left is, what are you going to build?
And that wraps up our hands-on look at Ethereum development. If you found this helpful, hitting that like button, sharing it, or subscribing really helps us keep making more of these. Thanks so much for watching, and happy building!